as we are going to jump into game number 1 right now. Taoki looking a lot more calm, cool, collected. Can he actually make it happen, or is Ztephan gonna pull it out here when he needs it most?
Sure is Ztephan who's the one chasing, as he's the one to send out the Barbarian Barrel early to break the silence, so that no funny business comes about from the side of Ztephan. Let's see what this means now with the arch coming in from Ztephan's side.
Okay, doing a bit of damage to that Prince. Really committing here, actually. Take a look at how much damage is already done to the tower, and the Prince is going to die.
He's not liking it. Not liking it at all, Taoki. And he has to kind of overcome the situation. That damage isn't the end of the game, but surely doing a bit. That's the least we can say about that series of run that Ztephan found a lot of success in.
The Dark Prince can be finicky that way. You got to be really careful about where his big mace is going to hit.
Ah, good tornado. Open at the King's Tower.
Ooh,
he's liking that one. I mean, you're liking that a lot because the main win potential, oh, even that Prince chart, that is huge, huge for Taoki-san. Now he just completely turned this game over its head.
Yeah.
Open the King's Tower on your defense and really having similar amount of HP on the left tower for both sides. And Taoki, you're able to do that from coming from behind. That is already a huge micro win for the side of Taoki, and it looks like he's going to be the favorite once again to win this one.
I'd have to agree, some great plays already, and you can tell that he's just so much more collected when he gets into these games, and he's given a thumbs up now as he feels like he defended that one well.
And because the miner doesn't want to be targeted by the King's Tower at the same time, it's much more predictable to send your skeleton towards the left side rather than the right side. But this one, you have to be a little bit more cautious as the splash damage does knock over to the tower.
That was close, though. But now being pushed away. We're going to have a really strong push here from the side of Taoki, but that Inferno Tower definitely going to be big.
Yeah, I wonder if we have the lightning in hand.
Oh.
Seems like it's going to save it for now, but the Prince still stays alive. Doesn't get the damage in.
I thought that would aggro actually on the Princess Tower instead of the Inferno one, but
yeah,
not quite the case. A game of inches, as we always say.
Well, the Prince is back at it, just trying to support this golem of making it all the way to the opponent's tower. I wonder what that last card is. I'm thinking lightning, but it is possible that, yeah, the lightning does come through. So this is going to be a good situation where this run might be good enough for Taoki to win this one in an instant, because there aren't many units available, and this explosion damage will be actually pretty huge.
Yeah, the golem gets in there, and now it's getting near the range. Yep, that should be it. Okay, pushes forward. Nicely done by Taoki. All he has to do is use one more lightning, and that's going to be it. GG is called, but it's not over yet. It is a best of 3, but Taoki looks heavily in control of this already.
Now, Taoki won this one not without his mistakes. That first series where he allowed that Dark Prince to get significant damage onto his bottom side tower on the left side, he slowly built back his momentum and tried to transition this to a winning game. First, by getting that miner on the right side to drag it all the way to the King's Tower to open that up, to open up a little bit more of the defense, but at the same time, getting that Prince across on that blind run to connect onto the target on the, basically happened at the same simultaneous moment, and that really allowed the winning potential to come back rise, and really the pressure to mount on Ztephan on that run. So once again, Taoki, definitely not a perfect run on that one, but still showed some resilience to come back from behind to get a very nice win on that one.
Definitely resilience is a good word for him. Even down, he's confident that he can win against some of these players, and I really have to admire him for that. He definitely has looked like the best player in the tournament so far, and now he wants to prove it with just one more game win. Looks like the players are choosing their decks, getting ready to jump in the game.
And one thing's for sure, I'll be very proud, obviously as an Asian commentator, to send out Taoki as my representative for our region to do well in Xi'an. Should be a very, very interesting representative who's shown a lot of promise so far.
Absolutely. So let's jump into game number 2 and see if he can do it. So we are going to be jumping into this one, and I think that Ztephan just goes back to his tried and true.
There very much. Oh,
but
knowing that this might be his last game, and this might be the Royal Giant deck once again from Taoki, is something that really didn't serve to a lot of success rate in this specific tournament. I'm a personal unbeliever in this deck. We'll see. Dark Goblin doing very well to try to chip away at the Goblin Barrel for the majority of it. It's Skelly Barrel. This is a completely different deck altogether, brought up by Ztephan.
I feel like this is his last deck, you know, the one that he's like, okay.
Graveyard deck? Okay. Yeah, I got the Archer on. I think he should have expected as a little bit of a rush play by Taoki. Didn't even have the poison ready to go for this one.
Yeah.
So knowing that the Archer was back in rotation, Taoki just simply forgot about the existence of the Archers altogether on that play. So a little bit rush on the Graveyard. It's supposed to be a surprise factor where everybody probably was expecting the Royal Giants to come out after seeing that Goblin Hut, but it turns out to be a Goblin. Hut plus the Graveyard and also the Poison deck. Now with its Giant Skeleton coming out, this might be huge coming from Ztephan.
Yeah. Bit of a skeleton deck going on here, at least two of them right now as the barrel's getting in.
You need that Barbarian Barrel. That's what you really like, but not going to have it in cycle, so you're going to use the Mega Minion and the Musketeer to clear those skeletons, clean them off the ground.
Yeah, Ztephan now in a pretty good spot. Let's see the response here, just the guards.
Not the best counter, but cost efficient for sure. You're going to take that while the Barbarians won't fully die out. You're going to have to use another 2 elixirs from the Ice Golem to negate that. To keep your Goblin Hut alive, you can see that it's placed a little bit lower this time around.
A little bit awkward here on the split damage too from the side of Taoki. Keeps using poison on the right side.
Okay, it's going to be a clone deck, so interesting how you're going to get rid of this one. Ooh, that was timed actually perfectly. Yeah. Missing only just 1 skeleton with that 1 Barbarian Barrel.
And he brings that out right at the last second, and now is able to use the poison on the left side with the Princess.
The Graveyard won't be coming out anytime soon, Valdez. We're going to see these poisons target the Princess every single time it comes out, because the Archers coming back on alive will be real nuisance towards Taoki, to his main win condition. That's going to be the Graveyard, heavily countered by the Archers there.
He's got double Goblin Hut now, just trying to get out as many as possible, but this bomb is going to get a ton of value there on the Musketeer.
Dies out, yeah. It's going to be huge, and no Barbarian Barrel. Once again, this is a heavy, heavy push coming in. The poison does an incredible job once again, so really timely play. You have to really demand huge amount of reaction from Taoki to get that play down properly. Very nicely done.
Yeah, I like also that he's not one-track minded into what his deck is supposed to do. He's reading into his opponent's deck and saying, yeah, I can use the poison here. My only question is, can either of these players win before overtime is up?
I think I can guarantee so, as long as you get the right rotation just like this and making sure the Archers is taken care of. Might have a poison soon on rotation, but I guess just not right now. It's going to have it, but I don't know if targeting just the Dark Goblin will be enough value there, especially for these guards taking care of the Princess. Trying to protect it with the Giant Skeleton doesn't happen.
See now that Ztephan is trying out some new stuff here, trying to split.
Oh, the Giant Skeleton.
Very close, but good aggro there at the last second.
Yeah, really, if it wasn't for that Ice Golem, that might have been 1,000+ damage going to that left tower alone, and really would have turned the tides over to the favor of Ztephan. It is very admirable that Ztephan is not going with his typical deck you would think would work on this situation, but just going to go with a different deck altogether and finding a lot of success so far.
Archer's going to be good, but you can see some decent chip damage here with that one.
Still, you're going to take that if you're Ztephan. Only about 100, 200 damage for each Graveyard usage. It's definitely not going to be a bad call. And now the clone is going to be coming up very, very soon. The Barbarian goal comes before it. Now the poison has to be ready.
Oh, it's pushing forward.
I think that's good enough.
It should be the one. Oh, just barely out of range. That looks in range.
Really close. Yeah, I thought that was going to be it. And as we saw, a lot of these units just kind of forcibly moved a little bit forward on that occasion. And these Spear Goblins sort of going to work now. 1 minute left.
Good value there on the barrel, but the one archer does remain. That's a little bit annoying.
I mean, the 3 cost of the archers, if used properly, can be one of the most valuable cards in the game. You can see why so many players really do like to use the archers. And the poison back in it once again to kill the Dark Goblin.
He's only got about 1 poison left here.
Not really sure about the Ice Golem. It didn't really sway away the interest coming from the Giant Skeleton. Now will destroy the Goblin Disco Ball.
All right, now he's got the poison in.
Yeah, this will kill the Archer for sure, but in time is going to be the question here because the Barbarians are also coming to work. Now the Archers are gone, but what about this Giant Skeleton coming on the other side? Can you defend it?
Uh-oh. Ztephan getting close, but okay, gonna clone it in.
Don't kill the Giant Skeleton. Don't kill the Giant Skeleton. That's what you have to do. You killed it, but now you're down to about 400. You should be all right. Yeah, that's gonna be over just now. That was a little bit close one because
that was a close one.
When you're reaching that timer of getting close to the game, as long as you don't kill the Giant Skeleton, those 1,000+ damage don't come through.
Yeah.
You have to really worry about that one and play correctly to make sure you don't take any additional damage. Was gonna be Taoki's strategy, so that surprise deck coming from Ztephan was true to be almost successful, but Taoki very, very resilient, knowing that the expected deck did not come forward, but still was able to counter against it.
Yeah, you can see that Ztephan, he really wants this. He's holding on by a thread. Nearly gets in there at the last moment and actually wins the game. I thought that was just going to go straight to overtime with, or rather to a draw with nobody able to push that one forward, but he made it interesting there at the end, so props to him. And now we will have a second try at our game 2. Score is going to continue to be just 1-0 in favor of Taoki. As if we do have a draw, we just have to redo the one game that we just did.
Definitely would have been nice for Ztephan on that last run if the clone allowed both skeletons to jump in front of the tower, and I got that double bomb. That would have been enough definitely to take care of that 1,400 damage that was left on that HP on the tower. But you know, the past isn't the past. You have to sort of worry about what separates these two players, because based on that game 2, it seemed like not much. As Taoki needs a little bit more exertion if he wants to solidify his chance of going to Xi'an by getting the second win, would also help GDH as well.
Yeah, so the game is ready here, guys. I think Taoki as well, just pick a different deck. He had so much success with other stuff. Would not be surprised to see him go back to the tried and true. But mind game's always prevalent here in this game that we call Clash Royale.
And in this circumstance that we're in, mind games will play a bigger part than most would expect. But really keeping it silent for now, not trying to reveal even the Barbarian Barrel. Most likely that both players have it.
It's a good card.
It is pretty good.
That's another one there.
Snowball and the Barbarian Barrel kind of replaces the Zap and the Log combination we had back in the day. It works so flexibly, and there you can use it in a variety of ways that, you know, those two cards when used in combination just work so well. Like we were talking about. Yep, Ztephan is back at it again. The Lumberjack showing us that it just might be that good old bowler back in action.
Does feel very likely for him. There's a bunch of low-cost stuff here from Taoki.
Trying to cycle now because the silence was broken. When you see that first Barbarian Barrel, it's pretty much one of the two players saying, let's begin the game.
Yeah.
You just can't leave that alone because a couple of swipes from that Barbarian Barrel for that 2 cost is just too valuable to give up.
Oh, you got a tornado here.
That freeze? Was that really necessary?
It felt like he spent everything he had just to make sure he took as little damage as possible, but that was way too much elixir.
Now he's about 2 elixirs behind, 1.5. As long as Taoki doesn't leak. Yeah, this stuff is fine. I mean, just making sure you rotate around without leaking elixir is going to be essential for Taoki, and that's going to be switching side to the right. Seeing that bowler, you don't want to send the miner up to the left. Makes a lot of sense.
That's going to even up that health, basically. So now he has 2 options of which side he'd like to go to.
Okay. Just has to work out. Does he have any aerial defense? Inferno Dragon will be perfect.
It is going to drop the bomb and the freeze here too.
It's as if everyone forgets that the freeze is in the deck every time.
Yeah, even the Barbarian gets in there. And you take a look at the other side. The other push is getting some damage, but Tornado going to be quite good. Double Baby Dragon though.
I mean, Ztephan played this deck, I think, about 10 times today.
Yeah,
Not even including the ones that he didn't appear on camera.
He's still chipping away though. We'll see if Taoki can get in there. I understand your frustration.
Yeah, it is a little bit frustrating on my side that Taoki, being the good player that he is, completely forgot about that freeze.
And another freeze.
Yeah.
And he doesn't really have much to deal with this. Baby Dragon is not a lot of DPS.
Oh.
And okay, going to do a ton of damage, already 124.
No big spells on the side of Ztephan, so he has to rely on one more push. The bowler will do. Oh, the tornado! This was very
smart.
Yeah, it is. Just got the chip on the tower, but 124 will be more than good enough for that bowler to take it out. Good stuff there.
Absolutely, so Ztephan making it happen here. This guy, he is not going to be the one that gets left out. We were kind of marking him out in our mind, especially after GDH won that first match against him, but this guy, resilient down to the last game, and he could force us into another one of these 3 best-of-3s.
If it does happen, I might just go over to WCG and say, can we have 3 players in the tournament, please? They're just too evenly matched.
We need another slot.
Yeah,
if possible,
for APAC. I know that China is the favorite region, obviously being the format there already decided, but one more slot for APAC is all I ask for, because it seems like we just can't separate these 3 players from deciding who's the better one.
Ztephan wants to prove that he is the better one, as not many mistakes were made in that last game, honestly.
Yeah.
If he plays without mistakes and he plays his consistent game, he's actually a really strong player. So it's hard to count him out, especially in these best-of-3 formats where a couple of games go your way and you play well, and you're the one going instead of someone else.
And with that Balloon deck, do we see something different from a Chinese Taipei player, knowing that the same deck might arise again?
It's a good question. What does he go to now?
Taoki, I think he understands the mistake that he's made, and he did get a tower at the other end way later on that counter, but it's still not unacceptable because you just saw that deck. If you've been watching any VODs throughout your plays, you know that deck. And the freeze is the first thing you should keep on your mind every single time. Here it is again. This is going to be a test towards Taoki to see, does he have the proper counter this time around against the bowler, against Balloon, and most importantly, the freeze.
Ztephan kind of nodded his head. He looked pretty pumped when he saw that Goblin Hut, saying, oh, I know this deck. It's the deck that doesn't win.
Well, one way to say it.
Yeah.
Musketeer takes 1 hit before it does destroy the Lumberjack.
Nice amount of value there on that Musketeer. Once again, the Graveyard coming on in here. Barbarian Barrel and the Bowler going to be decent.
Oh, even the Poison, very aggressive on that one from Taoki to make sure you get some decent value onto the Bowler, and also the Infernal Dragon to get it down pretty low enough. Now with the lack of Elixir, what are you to do against this Balloon coming in? The freeze is now available. 3 Elixir, so just low on Elixir count. And we thought that Taoki was going a little bit aggressive on that offensive run, but seemed as if Ztephan just did not have that 4 Elixirs ready in time.
I'm curious about that last spell for Taoki.
Might not be a spell.
Yeah.
So you don't see any of those baby dragons, ice wizards to
okay, there we go.
Together, so
Mega Minion.
Tornado wouldn't make sense on this type of deck. So the Mega Minion makes a lot more sense, and just another alternative to defending against this Balloon that will eventually come around once again. Expect the Balloon on this run now for Ztephan. He's bringing the Balloon closer in with the bowlers, and now the Baby Dragon helping supplement this run.
Trying to get that Mega Minion to lock on, but the balloon is running away. Still is going to go down, and I don't think that's in range, actually, to do that chip damage, so nicely done.
The death damage really not relevant on this occasion, but see that all the way through. These poison are going to be the win condition for Taoki, as he's not going to get the graveyard to be very effective here. More or less, these 200 plus damages every time that comes from the poison. As long as he gets his defense right, Taoki will come out as the winner in this one.
Yeah, so far he's been very clean as well. That bowler is going to live, but dies to the barrel. That does come through.
Okay, no freeze being shown by Ztephan for most of these runs so far, so I have to wonder when is going to be the proper time to use that freeze.
Actually a nice amount of extra chip damage from those early skeletons that came out. Actually gets another one there up at top right, so
yeah.
That's a total of about 600 damage with that one combination, so not half bad.
With the graveyard now seen, you now have to imagine the freeze will come along, but this defense, adding that Mega Knight and adding that Musketeer into his arsenal, Taoki has some solid defense and might have found a real counter to his deck now.
Looks really solid. Every single time Ztephan tries to get in there, he's barely doing any damage.
Yeah.
It's one boulder, one death bomb from the balloon. It's really not much.
And more importantly, the balloon doesn't get in range any of these situations.
Yeah. This is a very easy combo now with the graveyard and the poison to come through. Should be enough. That's it. Taoki is going to win. Gets the Clapperino from Ztephan at the end there as well. So, guys, we will not have any more tiebreakers. I know you all wanted to watch a ton more of this go infinite, but it's not going to happen. And Taoki will take first place here